Mythics, how are we all? Yes, we are back. It's Saturday morning. It is 10 a.m. For once I'm on time. My name is Ken Boyter and I am your host of Edra Tales, the Twitch channel, and also Edra Tales, the YouTube channel. Yes, if you miss any of these live streams, you can go straight over to YouTube and catch all of the live streams if you do miss any. This live stream is called Edra Scrolls, Ramblings of a Storyteller. This is where we talk about creativity, we talk about your fantasy projects, we talk about my fantasy projects, but they don't have to be fantasy, obviously. I don't just dwell in fantasy, although that kind of is my preferred genre. Although I am getting into crime more and more as well. But this is Loquacious. Loquacious is from the Bottled Imp YouTube channel. It's a channel that I co-created with my good friend Julian, and it's got over 450 fantasy videos, fantasy book reviews, fantasy film reviews, and fantasy board game reviews. So if you love all of that, go check it out. We haven't made episodes in a while because our circumstances have changed, but the library's still there, so if you want to check them out, go check it out. If you want some recommendations for all your fantasy requirements, well, not all, because we didn't do fantasy songs, but we did do an episode called Cooking with Ken, where I baked a sweet roll from Elder Scrolls, from Skyrim, which came out rather well, actually. I must admit, didn't it, Loquacious? Yes, we are here. Good morning, Martha. I wish something could take away this grief. Oh, bless you, Martha. Big hugs for Martha. Big hugs for Martha. She's had a little bit of a loss. Good morning, Spellsing. How are you, sir? You okay? You good? I take it you're on male. I thought you were female to begin with, but some of your comments have led me to think that you're male. Forgive me if I've outed you. Good morning, Jonathan. How are you? How is everybody? I know, I think I caught a few people out, actually, because I'm actually on time today. I'm actually on time. I woke up and I actually had a good night's sleep. I went to bed relatively early, so it didn't mean I needed to get up at sort of 5 to 10. Oh, I better do a live stream. No, I woke up about 9 o'clock, which was nice. Good morning, Lirin. How are you? Throws a snowball at Ken. Throws one back. Yeah. Is it actually still snowing where you are, Martha? All... yeah. Spelled things, but all well here, thanks. Mail. Last time I checked. Good, and it's good to keep checking. You never know what may happen in life. Good. Yeah, I don't know, for some reason I thought you were female to begin with. And then it was a couple of streams ago I went, no, those comments seem a bit maley. Bit blokey. But that's all right, that's all good. All are welcome. Yes. It is still snowing where Martha is. So where I live in the Shire, in Hertfordshire, in England, it hasn't snowed yet where we are. But we do sometimes get snow in April in the UK, which is obviously a bit weird, and it does catch a few people out. But I seem to recall, yeah, you can get snow in April. So there we go. I do remember building a snow Dalek with my son one year, and that was brilliant. And it actually looked really good. You know, I'm not just saying that myself. So hopefully you've all had a good week. We did do part 1 on Wednesday of Sorcery, near City Board of Traps, which is book 2 of the Sorcery quadruple. So we've cracked into that. Statistically, in the UK, it is more likely to snow on Easter Day than Christmas Day. Well, there you go. See, I didn't know that actually officially, but yeah. And of course, Jonathan knows those stats. He loves them. Did you find that out because of your game book, Nightmare Before Christmas? Or 'Tis the Nightmare Before Christmas? No, what's yours called? I can't remember what it's called. Did you find that out, or did you just know that? Did you just know that because you love snow, you love Christmas Day, or you love Easter Day? No, my book about the history of Christmas. Oh yes, of course, you did a book about the history of Christmas, which is fantastic. And by the way, obviously, if you do want to enjoy some game book goodness, You can check out Ace Game Books. Jonathan Green is the author. He's got over 10 books, I'm pretty sure now, in the Ace Game Book library. So if you want to go to, I think Ace Game Books has its own website now, I think. Is that right? I got that book with no signature. Oh, Martha, nice. Jonathan's book, it has 3 different names because it appeared in 2 different editions and in the States, so did it? Fantastic. Yeah, there you go. There's a link to Jonathan's Ace Game Book website. I'm not sure I've actually looked at that. Oh, okay. There are 8 Ace Game Books so far. Fantastic. Sorry, that's wrong. Jonathan, you've been drinking a whiskey so already? There you go. The second link is the link for Jonathan's Ace Game Books. I think it's just acegamebooks.com, is it? I can't quite see it. Whenever it's a link, it always comes up in purple, and that's a nightmare to read for me. It just doesn't display properly. So I can't sort of read it out properly. Oh, hang on. If I do that, does that work? .com. I think it's acesnowbooks.com. What did you put? Oh, did you misspell it? Yeah, so there you go. I don't think I've ever been to that website. I always just go to your Jonathan Green author website. Gamebooks, says Martha, I still remember the hug you promised me, Jonathan. Yes, well, absolutely. Big hugs for Martha all the time. So, that's back to front and upside down. So, yes, we did do part 1. Now, just canvass a little survey here. I will put it up in the Edra Tales group. What do people think about starting Wednesday at 7:30? 7:30. I was delayed longer than I thought I was going to be on Wednesday, just gone. And I just thought, oh, you know what, it's better if I just start at 7:30. And Lirin really liked it because it means he gets a little bit more sleep. So, and it would be better, it would pretty much mean I'm always on time to start at 7:30. So, okay, Spelsings, but yeah, 7:30 works for him. So 7:30 could be a good start then. I will put it up for the group. But yeah, it just means that because I've sort of got stuff to do. Basically what happens is Sally's here till 6:30 and then I give her a lift home and it takes roughly about 15 minutes each way, so I'm kind of back by 7 o'clock. But it's tight, so it kind of means I'm rushing around. Whereas if we start at 7:30, then we've got plenty of time. If I'm delayed giving Sally a lift back and all of that, then, you know, so 7:30 then. Martha's put, didn't you used to do that last time you changed to the old time? Yeah, I think you're right, actually, Martha. I think we did used to do 7:30. Okay, so Jonathan's, but the later it gets, the less likely I can watch it live, but that doesn't matter. I often catch up later date anyway. Okay, yeah. Well, maybe we could do a compromise there. Maybe 7:15. How about 7:15? Because that should give me enough time. 7:15 is an odd time to start, but 7:15 could work. And the thing is, you know, I am trying to cut down the preamble at the beginning. Hello, Lee Rin. How are you? Just went to an exhibition of the recent heroic fantasy hit Farin, pronounced Frieren, German for cold, about the titular Elven mage who, after 1,000 years of detached apathy to mortals, finally sets out to learn the precociousness of short mortal lives, after regretting never got to know the hero to whom she saved the world with his youth after he passed away from old age. Well, that does sound an epic. That sounds pretty good. Was it good? I mean, was it images? Is it a film? Go with 7:30. Okay, Jonathan's but go with 7:30. I mean, the other thing we could do, we could change it to a different night. What do people think about that? We could do it on a Tuesday night at 7, or we could do it on a Thursday night at 7. What do people think about that? Let me know. A poignant yet heartwarming series that encourages one to cherish every small moment and never take the small miracles of everyday life for granted. Yeah, that is a very good life lesson, isn't it? That every moment counts. You know, as Paul Daniels used to say, every second counts. He did a quiz show, didn't he? Every second counts. Jonathan's put here, Tuesday works for me. I definitely can't do Thursdays. Okay. So I'll put a little post up then. If anyone else thinks Tuesdays is good, then we could do Tuesdays at 7. It's Japanese animation series with an English film composer, Evan Kali. Now that's what I call magic. Now that's what I call tragic. Magic. So what would be the preferred time then? Tuesday, 7 o'clock? Let me know if you like the sound of that. So, have I got news for you? Have I got To Kill a Thief news for you? Some of you might know this already because I showed them at the on previous live streams. Jonathan's put Tuesday 7 p.m. sounds good. Okay, cool. So, all the rewards are starting to come in. And I have shown these previously, but I'm not sure everybody was here. So would you like to see... Well, I'll tell you what. I'll start off with a little bit of personal merchandise that I just got for me because my old travel mug broke. The top of it broke, so it wasn't keeping anything hot. So I thought, well, I'll get a new one, and it was my old Mythical Tales from Edra one. So before I called it Edra Tales, it was called Mythical Tales from Edra. So I now have a travel mug, a branded travel mug. Look at that bad boy. Looking good, huh? It's a shame we've got that down the middle. Maybe I should have put a seam on it. Yeah, that's what I should have put. Should have put a seam down the side with like a quote, "May your thieving not be caught." I didn't think of that. But anyway, maybe for the next time. That looks pretty good, doesn't it? Hey, look at that bad boy. And I've got my tea in there, got my honeyed tea. So we'll take a sip of that. That is hot. Oh, it proves it works. That's very good. And it's got a really nice feel to it, like a real nice matte feel to it. So that was for me. That wasn't an actual Kickstarter reward, although maybe next year, if people like it, we could do that as a Kickstarter reward. Now, I did get the metal plates back, the metal prints back. Now, I've shown them already, but do people want to see it again, or do they not want spoilers? Let me know. I also have the hardback edition and the paperback edition from the printer. Martha's put, I haven't seen any of them. Would you like to see them, Martha? Because sometimes people want to just open the box when they get it and be surprised, or would you like to see it now? It's up to you, Martha. Because I don't really want to spoil it for people if they don't want to see it. Martha's put no spoilers. Okay, I will. So that's the rewards then. I won't show the metal print, but I will show you. So these are just dice that my friend Hazel, who's making the dice for the rewards, she just was experimenting and she made me a set of dice just as a present. Just as a sort of thank you for leading her down the rabbit hole of making dice. Because she hadn't done it before. She's done lots of different other resin products. She knows what she's doing. But she'd never done dice. And she'd seen the dice D&D molds. You know, the polycathedral dice. And said, I don't know, you know, would people buy dice? I don't know why there's so many different dice with different sides. And I said, Hazel, hold my beer. and explained to her the wonderful delights of D&D. And so she went, oh, okay. So she did make me a set of D&D dice that are clear, so they're kind of like diamonds. But then if you look in the middle, what she's done, it's quite amazing, is she's put, I don't know if you can see that properly, but she's put an image of the goblin head. So that's the goblin head on the cover of the book. Maybe the D6 is easier. And she's put, can you see that? She's put the goblin head in the middle of it, both sides. So they're really, really, really custom made. And I said to her, oh, I bet some people would like to have their character image in the dice. You know, you could offer that as a service if they send you a little image of their character. Because some people get artists to draw the character. I guess some people now are doing AI character design. So yeah, so you could customize it. And also, she does do people's ashes in resin things as a keepsake, as a memento, you know, and pet ashes as well. And so I said, oh, well, maybe some people, you know, if they knew someone or their pets, if they play a lot of D&D and they knew someone that, you know, played D&D, they might want ashes in the dice. Imagine that, playing with your ashes in the dice. You know, she offers it as a service anyway, and it'd be like, I'd probably, if I played D&D regularly and I had a friend who died, who passed away, and you know, I was allowed to have some ashes, I probably would do that, because it's a nice sort of keepsake, because they're with you in, like, playing the game, you know. Anyway, so Martha put, never. I'll pay a real artist for my art. Thank you very much. Yes, well said, Martha. Martha put, yes, we do buy dice. I'll go over. Yeah, exactly. Well, I mentioned you to Hazel, Martha. I said, yeah, a friend of mine, and I thought it was like 800 dice. I said, oh, she's got about 800 dice sets. And Hazel went, what? I went, yeah, when you start being a collector, you get obsessed by it. And so she's really tried to experiment now with different things. She's put glitter in it. She's put different things in it. However, she hopefully on Monday, Tuesday, she will have done the custom dice prototype for me. Because we got the dice done and the colour right, but I needed to give her the little devil. So what's going to be on the dice as the custom bit is the little devil face. And if that can work, then I'll just say, yep, can you make me 100 sets, please? Lehman has put, Legolas always seemed too empathetic for 2,000 plus mortal, to whom mortal friends disappear in the blink of an eye. Ferrin regarded the hero Hemlo, pronounced Himmal, German for sky, as just a blink of an eye, and for the first time in centuries weeps at the funeral, realising that she should have treated the 80 years she could have full friendship with him rather than just treated next meeting as well. See you in 50 years. That is very true. That is very true. I need to get in contact with my friends more. I think because if you're trying to do lots of creative projects, and this you guys might find this as well, my creative projects take up a lot of your spare time. You know, if I've got a little part-time job that I have to do, and so, you know, when I get back, I'm like, right, I need to do this, I need to do this, I need to do this. And it's almost like, yeah, have I seen that friend for ages? Have I talked to them? Have I contacted them? So I'm trying this year to get back into conversating, not like that, conversation with them and have a good chat with them. Martha's put it, I'm looking for black and green dice with gold numbers just because I got a rogue who's also a druid. Nice. That's nice. Well, I'm sure that, you know, Hazel will start. She's started to really get into this dice making malarkey. So I'm sure she'll do black and green dice. So you want black and green swirls with gold numbers, yeah? Well, when she's perfected them, because she's now pretty much perfected them. You know, these are nigh on perfect. The D20, she said, didn't come out correctly. So she's going to try again with the D20 with this. But these are really good. Down the rabbit hole where she goes XD. Yeah, exactly. Seriously, she's, you know, I found a YouTuber that made dice, and I said, well, this might help you. This is how, because I wanted to test how you can make these balanced. You know, are dice balanced? And what I found, and this YouTuber said, was, yeah, get some salt water. So get some water, get loads of salt, float it in the water, and then bob it down. And every time it comes back to the top, if it's a different number, you know, more times than not, then it's balanced. If it's the same number coming up, then obviously it's not balanced. So, luckily, her dice have been balanced right from the beginning, so it's good. I'm going to buy a food-safe mould so I can make chocolate dice. Get 2 of those. 2 dings there. That sounds like a fantastic idea. Oh, I might do that. I might do that as well. So anyway, I'm going to show you, though. I know no spoilers, but this is the main part of the book. So I am going to show you the hardback book, and I'm going to show you the paperback book because I kind of want to show them off. So I got balanced D20 that gives me over 15, but whenever someone else tries them, they get under 15. I know, it really feels like that the dice work with you or against you. Like when we do the live streams, as a lot of you know, when we do the playthroughs, the fighting fantasy dice seem to roll low. What was it? Oh yeah, Jam's dice, glowing dice, seem to roll high, and Jonathan's Shakespeare versus Cthulhu dice seem to roll sort of mid. It's like you're not quite sure what they're going to roll, and it's like that can't be true. That clearly can't be true, but it just feels like that. So I'm going to show you the hardback edition. Look at this bad boy. It's the hardback edition. Listen to that. And it is a chunky tome. Look at this. FF dice roll low because they're lucky. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's good if you, yeah, for rolling for luck. Yeah, absolutely. Well spotted, Lee Rin, yeah. So yeah, here it is. Here's my printer's proof copy. A Thing of Beauty. Oh, thank you, Spelsing. Where did you get them printed? So I got them printed at, it's a company in Watford, Hertfordshire. So I thought, oh, that's good, because if I need to, I can go and visit them. You don't really need to nowadays, but, you know, if I do. And they are called Maxam. I think it's M... Oh, hang on, I've got it written here. I've got it in the front of the book. M-A-X-A-M. Maxam Printers, Watford, Hertfordshire. Yeah, so if you just type in M-A-X-A-M, then you just basically do everything online. You select all the options that you want, and then you upload the artwork, and then you just send off to print. Yeah. Jonathan's put here, if you're unhappy with the quality, you can threaten them with, I know where you live. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. So they've come out really well. The hardback is really good. Now, I am going to make one change, but it won't affect anything. So I'm going to delete that line there because it's sort of oddly placed. So I'm going to delete that line there. I'm going to shift this, make the scroll shorter so the text fits the scroll. So you'll see a little bit more of the dark cave there. But yeah, so apart from that, very happy. The paper has got a nice feel to it. It's sort of that slightly silky paper. And yeah, and everything's, this was just to make sure that everything's correct. You can read, you can read into the spine when you look at it. You can see the words. The images have come out well. Let me see if I can show you an image. Hang on. Let me see. I have to remember what images I showed you because I don't want to show you too many of the images. Have I shown you that one? I'm not sure. I don't think I have shown you that one. And all the filler. Oh, I'll show you a filler. Yeah, like the filler images have come out well. What have I got? I've got a dragon, I've got a scroll, I've got a skull. Oh look, there's the scroll. And it's, you know, I feel very nostalgic with this because it's obviously fighting fantasy. Honestly, God bless them. God bless Sir Ian and Sir Steve. I'm going to call him Sir Steve from now on. He should be knighted. I think I can't find an image that I've shown you before. Does it matter? You can't really tell anyway. It's always the way, isn't it? When you want to find a certain image. Oh, there you go. I've shown you this guy before. So he's the blacksmith. So the images have come out well. What I did find tricky, though, typesetting it, was getting all the images on the left-hand side. So I've actually had to put some on the right-hand side. And I thought, well, it doesn't matter. But there you go. So very happy with the hardback. It is 228 actual pages, which is 456 sides, if you see what I mean. So there we go. So very happy. And also, Martha's put it, so if I bring my You Are the Hero book to an event, can I get it signed? I'm sure, Jonathan, by me, absolutely. I'm sure you'll be able to get it signed. Gotta go, climbing. Oh, yeah, Gaming Club, calling my name. Yes, enjoy Gaming Club, Martha. Have a lovely day. Enjoy your games. Jonathan's put, as long as I'm there. Yes, of course. As long as Jonathan's there. Jonathan also put, my son found that a challenge laying out Shakespeare versus Cthulhu. Yeah, it's a very good point. Reminds me of how Batman animated series achieved its film noir look. Drawn of black paper with white pencil, so there is a co-stand shadow. Oh, okay. Well, these were actually. Do you remember I showed you the? Here's another one. I'm pretty sure I've shown you this one before. These are actually carved out. Yeah, lino print. Oh, consistent shadow. Yeah. Well, these are carved out of lino. Yeah, lino cuts. Yeah, absolutely. And I think they've worked very well. I do think they've worked very well. Obviously, I'm going to be critical of my work. Some of the illustrations I prefer than others. Some I felt like I didn't really nail properly. You know, they're okay. Some I really like. Some I think are really good. So, you know, I'm just being honest with you. But I have tried my best. What I might do for my next illustrations is do pen and ink, because really that's the thing that I probably do the best, actually. But I just had it in my mind that I wanted to do lino cuts. If I show you my pen and ink drawings, I've shown you these before, haven't I? Yeah, so we've got a big scary tree. So there's a certain sort of style to it. So yeah, so hopefully I will do the illustrations again, unless I find an artist to do it. But I think I guess it's chicken and egg. If I find an artist to do it and it's a named gamebook artist, then that in itself should attract people to back the project. Is that how do you think that works, Jonathan? Because obviously, because I'm a relatively unknown author, I was worried that I wouldn't, reach my goal. It's like, why should people back this? And then I thought, well, I'll do the illustration myself then, because then I won't have to pay. I won't have to add that cost into the. Okay, so the question is, Jonathan, that I did the illustrations myself because I thought, well, I won't need to add that cost into my final total that I need to reach in order to, send it to the printer and get it done and then pay the artist. However, if it's a named, like a known artist, in the game book world, does that attract their fans as well? So the amount of extra people backing the project should cover their fee. Does that, for doing the illustrations? Do you think that's how it works? It feels like that kind of could work like that. Depends on the artist. I think it could work. Yeah. So I'll have to have a really long think about it. What I might do is practice my pen and ink drawings a bit more, and then make that decision nearer the time. So yeah, should I, when I decide to get everything gearing up for the Kickstarter, should I do my own pen and ink drawings, or should I, get an artist to do it? I'll get an artist, can't force them to do it, can you? Ask an artist to do them. So yeah, so it's all a big learning curve, isn't it? So this is the paperback edition. Now, two things with the paperback edition. I am very happy with the paperback edition. And the paper is, it's got a nice sort of, I've purposely sort of gone off-white. So it's a slight cream look to it. And it does feel a little bit more like the mass market paperback feel, which is what I like. I like that feel. The images have come out well, so that's good. However, what happened was, for some reason, does anyone know why? The printer's put a QR code on the back of my book. Don't know what that is. And it's so small, it doesn't come out. It doesn't go to a website or anything. It doesn't work. So I need to talk to them about that. And also, it's slightly off kilter, and it's not centered. So, which I don't really know why, because I centered it for the spine that I sent them. So again, I'm not 100% sure what happened there. But I will have to obviously address that. So I'm going to email them just to ask them what happened. What's this? What's this little QR code? Yeah. So, Liren has put here, you will have the rare prestige of a game book author who illustrates his own adventures. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's a good question. Is there anyone else out there that's writing and illustrating? There must be other people doing that with game books, surely. But maybe not. Maybe that is a good USP point that I illustrate as well. Well, I did the cover in Photoshop, and that has advantages because I can change it. Like the position of this, I did this on a separate layer. I did the goblin on a separate layer, so I can move him about, and also it does mean that I can just cleanly put him on his own if I need to. So doing the cover in Photoshop really has its advantages. What I might do, actually, because normally I just do pen and ink and I just draw it on paper, but what I might do is get a tablet, buy an actual art tablet, and then plug it into Photoshop, because then I can just draw straight into Photoshop. Because what I tend to do is draw it out in pencil, and if I'm colouring it in now, I will bring it into Photoshop, scan it in and then bring it into Photoshop and go over the pencil lines. Whereas, obviously I won't need to do that because I draw it out in pencil and then draw it out in ink and then just scan it in, and that'll be it. So yeah, so maybe I don't need to do that. Just trying to think it through. Live thinking it through. That's exciting for you, isn't it? Spellsing's about writing but not illustrating. I'm not good enough. Oh, come on. It's all about practice, isn't it? All about practice. I do think some people are natural at things. I do think that is the case. However, you can practice and get to a decent state. Like music, I'm not musical. But I did practice the guitar for a while, like classical guitar. And I got, okay, I could do some tunes, but it wasn't natural to me. Yeah. Jonathan has put here, David Gilson illustrated his own books. He publishes under the name of David Lowry. Oh, okay. D.L. Lewis illustrates his game books too. Oh, okay, cool. There you go. I knew I wouldn't be the only one. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's cool. That's good. So we'll see. I will give it a go. So very happy about that. So I've shown you the dice. I've shown you the books. I've shown you the mug. Shall I show you Martha? I'm very keen to show you the metal print. Do people want to see the metal print? Because Martha didn't want to see it, but does everyone here want to see it? And then if Martha watches this back, we can give her spoiler warnings so she can fast forward. So enjoy the music. Can you hear the Skyrim music? Very good. Very nice. Okay, no one's going to answer that then. So there we go. So I am. So while I've been waiting. Oh, and the other thing that I'm waiting for is the little badges, the enamel badges. They've been ordered. They should be with me now. It's been a couple of weeks, so I'm assuming they're going to be with me in the next couple of weeks. Maybe I'll chase them up today, or at least look to see how long they were meant to take. But I'm pretty sure I ordered them second week of January. Where are we now? The end last week? Yeah, so maybe next week they'll arrive. So looking forward to that. Going to excite that. I might not show you the badges. I might just have that as a surprise. And so while I'm kind of waiting for all of that to happen, you know, I need to get in touch with the printer about the spine and the QR code. Then I will send them. I will send all the artwork off, and then the books normally take 2 to 3 weeks to arrive. So March time. It's definitely going to be March that I send everything out. So I'm very happy about that. And relieved, because obviously the longer this goes on, and Jonathan can relate to this, the more you there's mixed emotions, because you know you want to do the best you can, but you don't want people waiting too long. It's been over a year now that people have waited, nearly a year, and was it October, November, December, January, February, March? Yeah, so it's nearly a year and a half. So I do feel bad about that, but you know it's my first time I've ever done it. I was too ambitious with the writing. I've learnt my lesson, and so the next game book I have planned out completely. But this is the collab one. So if you backed Jam's book, the paranormal investigation book, was it The Witches of Kara? I think it was. If you back that book and my book, then you will be getting a free ebook. And this is, and we always said it's going to be a shorter game book. It's not going to be a full-on game book. So I've got 132 entries so far. I've now begun writing it, and I'm getting used to writing smaller paragraphs. Put it that way. It's an interesting write, because I do like to, describe things. I do like to really set the scene. However, with a game book, I don't want it to be certainly not this one to be too big. So I'm still describing things, but I'm trying to be more economic with the entries. And so I have written 32 entries now. I think it's 32 entries, which is that's page 1 of the plan gone. 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've got 4 pages more to write. So I'm going to carry on writing some of that today. I'm hoping to try and do write 10 entries, 15 entries. I'm not putting too much pressure on myself, because I think when you put pressure on yourself to do something quickly, I think things can start to suffer. So I'm just going to see how many I can get done. If I can reach 32, if I can reach, say, 45 entries by the end of today, I'll be happy with that. Then I might, I'm going to write some tomorrow and then keep going. So hopefully I'll write it in 2 weeks' time. But then obviously I want to go back over it. I might need to expand some entries. You know, and obviously then it needs play testing. I still need it play tested. And then obviously, but this one isn't going to have any illustrations in it. However, we've told you this already. Jam and I have announced this already. That Troy from Savage Realms Game Books has very kindly agreed to publish it for us. So they're going to be, I don't think he's going to collaborate them in the same book. They're going to be separate books. And they're going to be a printed paperback version of this adventure. So that's really good. It's called the Rat Wife of Sleepy Eye. And then, so those of you that backed both projects, we did say, yeah, it's only going to be an ebook, but we didn't know we were going to get that offer. So what we've agreed with Troy is that he's going to honour giving everybody that backed both projects an actual printed copy as well. So you get the e-version and you'll also get the printed copy. So hopefully people won't be too annoyed about that. And then people can buy the book from Savage Realms. So that'll be quite good. That's exciting. It's exciting. And then I will start my next game book. And I've had an idea of what it's going to be, but I don't really want to say too much now. It's sort of, you know, people, you know, you guys will know, if it's percolating, it's sort of there. An idea comes in and then it starts to percolate. Hurrah! Bonus book in time for Chinese New Year. When's Chinese New Year? When is Chinese New Year? I don't know how soon it can be done, Librin. But yes, it will be. And this Rat Wife of Sleepy Eye is I think it's a faster adventure, because obviously I laid things out. It's a faster adventure. It's more brisk. 15th February. Yes. I'm not sure it's going to be done in time for that. Because that's very, very soon. But yes. So, yeah, oh, do you mean the ebook? The ebook, yeah. Again, I don't think it's going to be ready for that. It might be ready in March, but you know, hey, that's close to Chinese New Year. What is it again? It's the year of the goat. Have I got that right? I probably got that wrong. So yeah. So this adventure is I would say brisker. It's got more pace to it. You're zipping along, because you're trying to get from one place to another place very quickly. That's all I'm going to say. I don't want to spoil the premise of it just yet. So yeah, so it's all good. It's all good. And then once I've finished that game book, as I said, I've got this idea for the next main, you know, Devilish Dilemmas game book. And that is, again, I don't want it to be too big. It's certainly not going to be 100,000 words, but it's going to be half that. It'll be about 50,000 words. And I've got an idea for it. So I'm looking forward to that. And what I'm going to do is start writing it before the Kickstarter starts. So again, I'll have to look when I'm going to do the Kickstarter. But it might be 2027. Because I'm not sure what's going on with me going to Essen and Gen Con again this year, you know, doing board game promotions. I'm definitely going to UK Games. I take it, Jonathan, you've got UK Games. And so, yeah, I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to those other conventions that I'll have the capacity to do it then. So it might be better if I did, say, a May Kickstarter instead. And so if I then spend a lot of this year writing the game book, then when we get to the Kickstarter, it might be that I just need to do the illustrations and typeset it. And so the delay between the actual Kickstarter finishing and, you know, getting the book to the people, to the backers, will be much shorter. So that's what we're trying. That's what we're going to aim for. But also what I do want to do, very briefly, because, you know, we've come up for 45 minutes, is carry on my not a carry on game, that would be good, a Christmas Carol board game. And look what I found online. Woohoo! A Christmas Carol, a walk with Charles Dickens through a Christmas Carol, the Literary Map Company. Starting with the area between Bank and Leaden Market, then continue up the Charles Dickens take you up the Charles Dickens Museum at Doughty Street. This beautiful and informative hand-drawn map guides you for 2.7 miles through lesser-known parts of the City of London. Walking the present-day streets, alleys and courts is like walking straight into the pages of Dickens's much-loved Christmas Carol novel. Well, classic Christmas novel. So, it's basically where things take place within the novel. So it is a map or sections of things. Because when I started to do research, when I started to read the novel again, I had forgotten, or I didn't know, or I didn't take it in. But Bob Cratchit lives in Camden Town. I didn't realise that Dickens named actual areas. And there's also Cornhill is mentioned, is where Scrooge's counting house is. So there's various places. So I'm going to have a map of London. So I'm going to try to be as faithful as I can by putting these things in. And so I thought if I actually get the map, look at this, gorgeous. If I actually get sort of historical areas, then we can put that in the map just to immerse the player into the book even further. It's the year of the horse. Chinese New Year is the year of the horse. That's fantastic. So I'm very excited about that. There's actually a walking night tour in Whitechapel about Jack the Ripper. I should take it next time and go to London. Yeah. Yes, there's quite a few of them actually, I think. Or maybe there's a main one. But yeah, I've heard about that. That seems very cool. Well, not cool, obviously, considering what happened. But yeah, I think people like doing that sort of stuff because it's so sort of foreign. It's so against what you and I would do. But you can't quite believe someone would do that sort of atrocities. You know, it's beyond our imagination. It's beyond what our soul is capable of. Yet someone has done it. So you kind of walk around going, I can't believe that, you know, someone would have done this. It's terrible. So there is that sort of fascination. And I think that's why I do watch a lot of true crime documentaries on Netflix. And therefore you go, again, I'm baffled. It's like, what is in the minds of these people to do the crimes that they do? You were very close with your guests, Ken. Next year's the year of the goat. Oh, there you go. Well, I am a psychic. I'm always looking ahead. Yeah. So it's all sort of ticking along. And again, I feel like I'm at the stage where I'm planting seeds again. And you plant the seeds and then you try and watch your projects grow. And there is a little bit of, I try not to get frustrated because, you know, for me, time's running out. I'm getting on a bit. So I kind of want to get as much done as possible. But it can only be done, you know, the time that it can be done in. So, does anyone want to see the metal print before we wrap this up? Does anybody want to see that? Anybody want to see the metal print? Anybody want to see the metal print? Because if not, then I won't show it to you. Jonathan's put yes and Spelsing. Okay. Cool. I was just aware that sometimes if you've backed a Kickstarter, you want to see everything when you get it in the post. So Martha, if you are going to be watching, if you're watching now playback, look away now, and I'm going to show the metal plate print now. So look away now. Just give you a few minutes, and then I will tell you when to look back again if you are watching. So here we go. mama. Look at that bad boy. Look at that. Shiny. You can hear it's metal. And look, they also give you a little hanging bit. So they give you a picture hook and some nails so you can hang it up on your wall. And it's got these nice little pads so it doesn't lie at an angle, it will lie flat. So again, they've done a really good job. And it's actually made by the same people that did the mug. They do lots of different branded stuff. And again, it's a UK-based company. I do prefer doing UK mainly because of the shipping costs and the tariffs or whatever. You know, I'm not a business. I don't know about all this sort of stuff. So if I just get it from the UK, I know there's not going to be any extra tariffs or shipping, you know, like, what do they call it? Import tax. It's not, you know, I don't have to deal with any of that. So, yeah. And I guess it's good. It's better for the environment as well. I'm not ordering, you know, goods from halfway around the world. Although I know that when I order Amazon stuff, you know, stuff probably has come from around the world. But look at that. Isn't it cool? Isn't it cool? It's looking really good. I'm really impressed with that. I'm very happy because I also bought myself one. I thought, well, I would like one as well. So yeah, so backers that back this is on the way to you when we get everything sorted. So there we go. There we are. In complete silence. I think there must be quite a big delay between me showing you stuff and you commenting. Leaving this, but now that you think about it, not only does it look like a Dynametal print, it also looks like a heavy metal vinyl album cover, such as one for Iron Maiden. It kind of does, doesn't it? I hadn't thought of that. Yeah. Yeah, well, it'd be really cool, wouldn't it, if I walked into a diner, an American diner, and this was on the wall. It'd be a bit odd, because, you know, I'm not American, and it's not set in America. But yeah, well, I really like those metal signs. Where were they normally made? From the 1920s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. You know, they were just commonplace to have metal signs. I don't know why that stopped being a thing. I guess it's cheaper to buy a different material sign. Talking of signs, Jonathan, has anyone seen Jonathan's new sign? Ace Game Books out of Perspex, but glows. It's a glowy sign. So yeah, very swoosh. I like that. I was a bit jealous, if I'm honest, Jonathan. I thought, ooh, Edra Tales. Yeah, but check out Jonathan. Yeah, I'm very pleased with it, says Jonathan. Yeah, I'm not surprised. It looks amazing. I saw the photo you put up as well, not just the unboxing. So if you haven't checked that out, Ace Game Books Facebook, you can see a little video of him unboxing it and then plugging it in. And also there's a photo of it on a bookshelf. I can send you the details of the guy who made it. You could get an Edra Tales one made. Oh yeah, if you could, Jonathan, that'd be great. Yeah, I was thinking about that. It's a very silly video. It is. But hey, it's cool. It's cool. We love it. It's those sort of, I don't know, being creative. It's a kind of weird thing, isn't it? Being creative, because we like doing our stuff, and we'll do it anyway. But we also like an audience. You know, we want people to read our books. We want people to listen to our music if we're, you know, musicians. We want people to see our stage shows. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it's a compulsion. Yeah, but I like the music. But yeah, it is a compulsion. But also, it's kind of like branded stuff. You kind of, I don't know. I haven't really figured this out yet. But I think it's a way to, well, it's publicity as well. And if you're creative, you're not necessarily brilliant at publicity. You know, I'm not very good at publicity, so this is where any little things like that can help. You know, but it's time. The problem is, if you're having to do everything, write your book, you know, like me, typeset the book, I did the illustrations, all of that, then when do I get time to sort of promote it? But I have got an idea. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to contact 3 Counties Radio and say to them, look, when this is available as a paperback to the public, I'm going to say, right, I've got a new book out and it's a game book. Have you ever done that before? You know, and so I'll go on. You know, hopefully I'll go on to radio and get a spot on the radio. You know, and also I'm going to send out copies to reviewers. I need to find game book reviewers, which I can imagine is a very niche set of people. So, but there must be people out there that do that. I don't know if board game reviewers will review books. They probably won't. I'm not sure. So we'll have to, you know, it's a whole different ball game. But anyway, we can all but try. And the other thing is, obviously, my time's split between doing spirit mediumship as well, you know, psychic mediumship. So again, it's like, how do I find time? And also, what do you do to promote spiritual mediumship? Again, build up my business there. So, yeah. Being creative is fun, but it's also hard work. Especially if you haven't got a lot of money to sort of back your projects and put into marketing. There is a new bookshop actually opening in Hertford, which I'm very excited about, called the Book and Bottle. So hopefully they'll open, you know, well, whenever they open, if it's April time, May time, because they still need to refurbish the shop that was there before. I'll contact them and say, look, I've got a book coming out. I wonder if I could, you know, come and do a book signing down there, do a reading from it, you know, and do a little evening of it. And what they're also doing, it's quite a nice concept, is it's the Book and Bottle, so they sell wine as well. Now, I don't know if they're licensed for people to drink wine on the premises, but certainly they can sell it. But if they've got a little area where you can sit and drink, then yeah, it'd be perfect for book launches. So, and hopefully they'll support local people. The guy that's opening it, it's him and a business partner, and I know one of them lives in Hertford, so hopefully he'll be all about local authors. But yeah, there we go. Well, I think we ought to wrap it up here. So as much as I don't want to, we've got stuff to do. We've all got stuff to do. So hopefully, Jonathan. Oh, actually, yeah, Jonathan, what are you working on now? Have you got another Kickstarter in mind? Another ace game book up your sleeve? Another ace up your sleeve? Thanks, Ken. Appreciate your time as always. No worries, Spelsing. Thank you for tuning in and contributing, chatting. It's always lovely to see you. To see you nice. Should have put a bit of whiskey in there, shouldn't I? Thank you, Lee Rin. Going to finally see Avatar 3 tomorrow. Well, enjoy that. Enjoy that. I have never seen an Avatar film. I just didn't get around to seeing it. Jonathan here from Ace Game Books. I'm writing a game book at the moment and do have plans for another Ace Game Book Kickstarter. Fantastic. So yes, Jonathan has been very successfully writing IP game books, if that's the best way to put it. And he's been doing a lot of Arkham Horror ones. And I think you've just had a third one out in that series, haven't you? Spelsing, I hope one day Scholastic approach Mr. Green for another FF book. Yeah, they should do. Come on. It's crying out for that. Absolutely, Spelsing. Crying out for that. Oh, it's out Tuesday. Okay, fantastic. So check out acegamebooks.com or jonathangreenauthor.com, where you can check out his Tuesday release of book 3 of Arkham Horror Gamebook. So it's all exciting. It's all kicking off. Yeah, Jonathan for Fighting Fantasy. And also Fighting Fantasy Fest 6 is happening this year, as far as I'm aware. Is that right, Jonathan? Have we got dates for that? Have we got... You've not totally confirmed the dates for that yet, have you? It's normally in September, is that right? My old brain works, does it? What have I got here? FF6. I'll be there. Good stuff. Spell sing. Good stuff. Well, maybe we should do a meet and greet then in the bar. Edra Tales meet and greet. Maybe we should do that. Because there's not enough of us to warrant a room or anything like that. But maybe we should just meet up at a certain time, you know, just for an hour, just to have a little drink and a little chat and all of that. Yeah, now you're talking, Ken. Yeah. Because last time what happened, Jam, he knew who I was. Quick hello. Hello, Sally. Hello. Okay, it doesn't look like Jonathan's going to get back to me. Yeah, September. Normally Fighting Fantasy 6 is... Fighting Fantasy Fest is September time. How are you, Sally? How was Morrison's? Oh, the 5th. You've put the 5th. I have written that down. The 5th. Hopefully, yeah, Saturday the 5th of September, but we're having some issues with the venue. Oh no, Jonathan, the bloody venue. Well, you know, maybe it's time for a different venue. Although it's quite a good venue for what you want to do, because you've got the lecture theatre there, and that's always cool for live shows, isn't it? And interviews and, you know, all of that sort of thing. In a way, Fighting Fantasy, that's kind of the hub, isn't it, really? Those live shows are the hub of Fighting Fantasy 5, or any of them. I don't know. And then you have all the stands sprawled around it. And but that's at the heart of it. Yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame if you lose that venue. But you know what? If you do, I'm sure there's some other venues that will just be as good. Maybe you could do the University of Hertfordshire, because it's easier for me to get to. It's literally 20 minutes. University of Hertfordshire. Sure, they've got a wonderful lecture theatre. Well, good luck. Fingers crossed, Jonathan, that it all works out. Keep us updated. A thrill. Morrison's always a thrill. Always a thrill. So there we go. It's another Saturday morning. So what I'm going to do then is right now after this live stream, I will put up into the Edra Tales Facebook group that should we do Tuesdays, swap the live stream to Tuesdays at 7 o'clock. Let me know what you think. Tuesdays at 7 o'clock. Okay? Let me know. So hopefully, you know, a lot of people will be fine with that, and we could just maybe switch it to Tuesdays. Okay, all you lovely people, I'm going to say goodbye now. And remember, I can hold the actual book up now. May your thieving never be caught. Cool. Thank you, Spellsing, for watching. Thank you, Sally, for joining us right at the end. Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you, Martha. Hopefully you've had a lovely gaming session. Thank you, Lirin. Thank you to anyone else that watched but didn't comment. You're more than welcome just to watch. And if you do want to follow the channel, yeah, just click the follow button. You know, what's the worst that can happen? Hopefully you get notification of when I actually do go live. And as I say, we do a live stream. We do gamebook playthroughs. The next one is going to be part 2 of Sorcery, which is book 2 of the series, written by Steve Jackson and illustrated by John Blanche. Good night. Take care. It's good night from him And it's good night from him. Good night.